is really going to be strong for hard work pays off. Oh, Haley's back. Oh my God, fingers crossed.
Hello?
Oh my God, that's so good.
Is it working?
It's so perfect.
Ah!
I'm so happy.
I had
I
to
love
like
it
go
so
through
much.
and like resend my email password and like reset it. But I got it.
I love it. I
Lesson
love it.
learned.
Man.
Lesson learned.
Oh, all the drama. Do you feel better now? I feel better now.
I feel better. I was starting to sweat.
Yeah, it's all good. Hey, when did you change the hair color? It looks great.
uh, a week ago from Friday, so tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah, are you going to leave it this color for a while, or what's the deal?
No, I don't think so. I've never done anything like crazy with my hair. Not crazy, but like other than blonde, and I've always wanted to. I was like, might as well try it. Like I've never done it, and I don't have anywhere to go, so if it looks bad, it's fine.
Well, it looks great. I have a kid that had never done anything with her hair. She's not blonde like you. She's a brunette, but she decided she wanted to go blue. And she went like straight up Smurf blue. I mean, it's like the bluest of blue.
Yeah.
And it's been that way now for like 2 years. And we love it.
I
Like,
love it too.
yeah, leave it. It looks great. You should do it.
Thank you.
Just
I
keep it.
Yeah.
Or just constantly just change colors for every competition you do. That'd be even more fun.
Yeah, I was debating between purple and pink, and I let the lady that was doing it decide for me.
Yeah.
So, yeah. She went with purple, which I really like purple, so I'm glad.
Do you have a stylist that you like you only go to one person, or you just go to anyone?
No, this lady was at the gym that I go to here, and I was like, hey, can I make an appointment?
Wow, you are brave. Look at you.
Yeah, split in. Perfect.
Nikki, I fixed it. I got it fixed.
What did you do?
We rebooted everything and switched to a laptop.
Yeah.
Oh, and found our email password?
No, I had to go reset it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I didn't miss
Good.
much. There was like more technical issues, and
Yeah,
now we
you
all
didn't miss
back. Yeah,
anything.
amazing, glorious, perfect.
Yeah. So meanwhile, everyone has just been hanging in the chat, and so we just started talking. We've been talking about Haley's hair. That's it.
And I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's, you know what? It's totally on trend right now. Have you guys been watching the new House of the Dragon?
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Oh.
I got my hair done today, which you can't tell because that's the mark of a good colorist, is like just make it look the same and make my roots not look like they're like down to my ears. But I was like, can you make it whiter, because I'm really feeling the Targaryen vibe.
Yeah, I was going with silver for a little bit. Like I was using so much purple shampoo that my hair was like silver. Yeah.
Okay. And one time, like boys are clueless in terms of like products and stuff like that. So Matt will just use whatever like shampoo and conditioner I buy for the both of us in our shower until he told me that he had been using the purple shampoo. And I was like, are you like, that can really strip your beautiful red hair. Please don't do that. Don't use that.
Bro,
that's funny.
Yeah.
I tell you what's really bad. So Mira's got this blue hair, and she has to have special shampoo and conditioner for it. So I go up there the other day and I'm collecting laundry and doing house chores because that's the awesome dad I am. And her tub is blue. Like it's just dyed blue from the stuff coming out of her hair. I'm like, I'm never going to get this out of the tub. And I scrubbed forever and I didn't get it all out.
You didn't? Did you like magic eraser that shit?
Yeah, I'll get it eventually, but man, like it's so bad.
John, do you use shampoo? This is a stupid question, but like, can you just use regular soap on your head, or do you need to use like scalp soap?
Oh, I'll give you all my beauty tips.
I'm just curious.
Well, whenever I'm feeling limp and lifeless, I use shampoo so I feel bubbly and carefree. But otherwise, no. When you're bald, you just shave your head. So you just use, a razor, and typically you have to find a good shaving cream because they're not all created equal. Yeah. And, like shaving your head is probably no different than your legs. Like you don't leave bumps. You don't have cuts.
Of course.
Cuts are the worst because when you cut your head, it bleeds forever.
Oh, yeah. Head wounds are terrible like that.
Oh, it's the worst. And then you have to use one of those little pencils, little white pencil things, and they burn like hell to get it to quit bleeding. It's so bad. Pencil? Yeah, they look like, I forget what they're called, septic pencil or something. I forget, but it just looks like a little piece of chalk, and you basically wet it and you rub it over the cut and it stops the bleeding. It works really well, but it burns like hell. It's terrible.
I've never heard of this, and I feel like it would be useful on your bikini line.
Well, I don't use it on my bikini line, to be honest. But Nathan's in the chat. Beauty tips from John. So, and he's right. I should do these every show. We should do a whole segment. John's beauty tips.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too.
But no, I'm mostly just a bar of soap kind of guy and some shaving cream, and I'm good. I don't use shampoo.
Okay. Well,
hope that didn't hurt your feelings or break your heart.
Back to the original topic that I started bringing this up. And we won't give anything away, but the new season of House of the Dragon is really good.
Yeah, no spoilers.
I never heard of it.
So did you ever watch Game of Thrones?
No,
not into it. It's the prequel. Well, prequel, quote unquote. It's like it happened like 200 some odd years before all the Game of Thrones shit started. So you wouldn't, if you wanted to get into it, you wouldn't be like missing anything.
Do you watch TV?
Do you watch?
That's a fair question. That's a fair question.
I watched that whole season of Echoes on Netflix on Sunday. The whole season.
Of what?
Echoes.
What's that?
It's new. It's like the two twin sisters that swap lives, and like no one knows about it.
Oh, that sounds like The Parent Trap.
That's what it's called. Steptic.
It's a little bit more dark than that, but it was good.
Got it.
It was good.
See, it was a fair question to ask if she watches TV, because like you and I watch TV, we're not elite athletes. While we're watching TV, she's over there on the GHD doing 1,000 sit-ups. Like,
in fairness, you are totally right. But also in fairness, I think that's a fair question to anyone, because I actually don't. We watch Sunday nights, we watch the Game of Thrones shit, and then like truly we probably watch 20 minutes of television a night. Like if that. There's no time.
I don't really like it.
Well, and you're still in school, right? You're still school and training, or no?
Not really.
No. Just full hardcore training now.
I was going online, and I kind of just like going in person. So that wasn't really working either. So until I can figure out, like, that means taking some of the off season and going into class, but just try to figure that out. I've got some credit.
That's got to be tough, Halo, because like it's got to be tough, like balancing your training schedule around specific class times. But then I totally hear you, like it's kind of impossible to learn from home.
Yeah, I was like gone all day basically, and that was in the fall, so that was in the off season. So I'm like, I literally couldn't imagine trying to do this in season and be like 12 hours is full time. I'm like, there's no way I could do that if I want to be like one of the best, just something has to give, and I don't want this to give yet. So.
Yeah, I'm with you. So take a break from school for now, focus on training, and then when you can figure out the schedule a little bit better, maybe another semester or two, refigure it out, something like that.
Yeah, just what I'm feeling. I'm in no rush. So school will always be here by this fall.
So. That's true. We were talking about that a little bit, John, just the other day. Like longevity in this sport does not exist. Like you're really putting your body to the test every second of every training moment. So like, if you can do it now, do it while you're young, capitalize, and it's not like you're not learning life skills.
Right. And I want to be a dental hygienist. So I'm like, what's the point in getting all these credits? And then if they expire, because I obviously wouldn't do dental hygiene school until I'm done. So I'm like, if all these credits expire, like, what's the point? So I'm just slowly chipping away.
Good. That's good for you. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you kind of have that as your background goal too, because I don't know, like I sound like such an old lady being like, you need a plan.
No.
Like, but you do. You might not want to, you might be able to do this and make businesses out of all things CrossFit for the rest of your life. And that would be great. But there also might come a time where you don't want to.
Yeah. I want to go be like a dental hygienist. I want to wake up and hopefully like have a family one day and go off to work. And, I like that. So
it's the dream.
Yeah.
White picket fence.
Well, there's no sense in wasting money on something you can't use right now. Like I have two, like one's in school, one isn't. And the one that isn't, same as you, like she hates online classes, hates them. And she only wants to go in person, and like until she's motivated to go in person, there's no reason to pay for it.
No.
Yeah. Now she's not as fit as you, full disclosure. So.
Is anyone though? Truly.
Yes.
Yes.
Probably right now.
Have you been taking time off?
I took a good amount of time off, and then I started easing back into it. But now I'm like back in the groove. I'm not like crazy or anything, but just lifting and
You went right after the games to Disney, right?
Yes, and let me tell you what.
Yes,
I don't know what I was expecting out of that. I had so much fun. I was more tired there than I was at the games. I was by like the 4th or 5th day, I was falling asleep like in the booth in the middle of the day at a restaurant. Like my feet were aching. I could barely like walk back. It was like at like minimum 10 miles a day.
Yeah, isn't that the worst? Like walking around Disney, it's like a competition. It is so bad. Like, and there's no shoes that can fix it. Like,
no, my feet hurt so bad. Like, it's awful.
Well, you should start telling people you were wearing Noble so Reebok doesn't catch hell for your feet hurting on that trip.
Honestly, nothing. Like you could wear the most expensive, comfiest shoes in the world. No, because it's your like a full body fatigue. Like I was laid out at the Hollywood Studios restaurant in a booth, and like this little family. So I mean, I'm just laid out, and knocked out. I had photos of me on the bus, like just passed out. Like,
what was your favorite part of Disney?
I love Animal Kingdom. That's my favorite.
It's so good.
I love animals, so I love Animal Kingdom.
Did you do the safari ride?
Oh yeah, we did everything. It was so fun, except for, well, I tried to, but It's a Bug's Life.
Oh, I love that one.
I love that one.
No, I had a really bad experience in that when I was like 10. I didn't know what it was, and I was sitting there, and then when they had the things like crawl in your seat and see,
because it's like a 3D movie experience.
Yeah, but they like make you feel it.
Yeah.
They like make you feel it in your like seat and stuff. And I jumped up, screamed, cried, like sat on the floor. Like I was traumatized. So then I was like, fine, I'll go in. But I sat on the edge of my seat. Like I didn't want any part of what was going on behind me.
Oh my God, how funny. That's like real life trauma. That doesn't go away.
No. I was like, I don't want to be a part of this.
Oh, I don't want to be a part of this.
No.
That's awesome.
I think a couple of years from now, when Hunter's big enough, you guys should go to Disney together. Take the baby and
fun.
Be super fun.
Dude, we are, I'm not a Disney adult by any means, but like we definitely, like Matt and I have watched every like Disney, Pixar, whatever movie that has come out like in our adult life, like by ourselves. We're like, oh yeah, we really want to go like watch this or that or other thing. I really like that stuff. And also, let's not forget that Harry Potter World is at Universal.
Oh.
So I never watched Harry Potter before I went to Universal. It scared me as a kid. So I didn't want to watch it. And I got there. No. And I got there. We waited. Okay, so that new Hagrid's motorbike adventure. The lady that was helping us book the trip, she was like, "You literally have to get there at the beginning of when they open, or you're gonna wait 3 hours." I was like, "Oh my gosh, like no way." She's like, "People run to that route." I was like, "This is ridiculous. No way." Well, we get there and the line is like far back, and I'm like, "Are these people all gonna run to that ride?" They opened the gates. It was literally a mob. People were sprinting to that ride.
It's
like
insane.
It was the most insane thing I've seen. So I was like, "Let's go, guys! We're running."
That's aggressive. Did you go?
Yes, we rode it twice that day. It was amazing, amazing.
Can I tell you my Harry Potter World story? This will be fast. So this was a long time ago because we're old, but this was for Matt's 27th or 28th birthday. I got us tickets to Florida. I was living in the middle of nowhere in Maine, and I was a reporter anchor for a local TV news station making like literally $3 an hour. I had no money. I'm not kidding when I tell you I made 19 grand a year. Like I had no money. And I got us tickets to Florida, and I got us tickets to Universal for 2 days. And we like stayed off site at the park, and it was a surprise, and I like had him take time off of work, and he thought he was going to a family reunion, but it wasn't. And then I like set up this scavenger hunt around the small town where we lived for him to like find clues and figure out what we were doing for his birthday. It was like my crowning gifting moment of my life. I don't think I've ever done anything cooler since. I literally worked for an entire year to pay off this trip. Yeah. And it was like just the two of us, just 2 days. We were staying off site at like some like crappy Motel 6 or whatever, and like had to take the bus in every day. And when we got there, do they still have the line jumper passes?
Yep, the fast pass one.
The fast pass, right? Like you can buy a fast pass on top. The tickets are astronomically expensive to go to these parks, but the fast pass you can buy for another, I don't know, 60, 70, $100 a person, something like that. And I straight up could not afford them. And so I didn't buy them for us. And I also I I don't ride roller coasters, so I didn't really give a shit, but he does. So when we got there for his trip, for his birthday that I had organized, he had to buy himself a fast pass.
Oh my God.
And it was like, I remember him looking at me kind of just like, oh, honey, because he was a pharmacist, like making real life money. And I was just like, I rubbed these pennies together to get us to Harry Potter World. And he was like, yeah, I'll buy myself a fast pass. I'm good.
Yeah, but they don't allow fast passes on those rides. That one and the Jurassic Park one.
Oh, that's not fair. They were building Jurassic Park when we were down there.
That
How
one
crazy.
was amazing.
That was a long time ago.
That one was amazing.
We got to go back. So yeah, as soon as Hunter's big enough, heck yeah, we're going.
But anyway, after that, I went home and watched all of them.
Oh, you did?
I liked it. Yeah.
Now you need to read the books.
I know. I wish I would have done it before because then everything would have made sense.
Yes, that is true. Yeah. But what you could do is you could do the audiobooks.
I don't like reading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You don't like to read audiobooks?
No, I don't like to listen or read books.
Yeah,
the audiobooks are kind of like watching a movie because everyone's doing like the voices and stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
I've seen all those movies so many times.
I watched them all in a few days.
Did you? How many days did it take you?
Not long at all. Like maybe 3.
Have you worked out at all since you got back from the games? You've just been going to Disney World?
Now. Yeah, I took 2 weeks fully off from not working out, except for walking 10 miles a day.
Except for that.
And then I started moving around in the gym again for about a week, so I didn't hurt myself. And then I guess like at the end of the month, started moving like more with effort.
What do you do diet wise during this time? Just like whatever goes, or do you keep it strict?
For 2 weeks, I was a walking garbage can.
I love it. What were you eating? Tell me what you're eating.
Oh my gosh. Well, it made me feel a little less bad because I was at Disney walking so much, but I was eating everything. Like the girl I was with, she was like, "This is literally impressive how much you've eaten." It was so much. Be like, "Oh, it's 10 a.m. ice cream. Let's go."
Heck yeah, that's part of vacation, girl. That's the point.
Yeah, but now I'm like eating cleaner, but I am still eating a lot because I do want to bulk up a little bit.
Yeah, is that part of the plan?
You gonna get swole? Yeah.
I'm gonna try.
Yeah.
See what happens.
What's your goal? Do you have like a weight goal you're looking for, like an extra 5 pounds, 10 pounds, or just whatever happens?
Yeah, I don't weigh myself anymore, but just bigger than I am.
Yeah, we were talking about this. We had Rebecca Fuselier on the show the other day, and she said the same thing. It is true, in fact, that ass does move mass, and so
it does.
Getting a little thicker, getting a little stronger. It's all good.
Yeah, and it's in the off season too, so it's like just experiment with what works for me, and just figure that out. I might feel way better. I'm gonna probably be really uncomfortable, but I'm sticking to it, and I'm gonna do it.
Well, if you need help gaining weight, that is probably the only type of nutrition coach I could ever be. I'm real good at it. So if you need tips on how to add extra calories to your diet, I'm your girl.
Well, I'm eating like almost basically more than I was before the games. So I'm like not even doing half of that. So
nice. See how it works out.
Start there and just keep adding. Whoever said quit doing 60-minute Metcons, I don't do that. I don't know where you got the information, but I don't do that. Everyone keeps saying that.
Do they?
Do that. Yes.
Do you get frustrated with? I'm curious about this because lately there's been so much speculation about everyone, particularly like today with like all the people going to Harvard pays off, and I feel like I'm constantly seeing your name in the chat. I wonder if Haley's going to stay at Mayhem. Does it frustrate you when people are speculating, or is it just part of the game?
I mean, it's part of the game, but it is frustrating when like you see people talking about like things that they don't know anything about, or like what's actually happening or what goes on. So it's like, it's hard to not want to, comment back at that or get upset, but it is what it is. It's part of it. So as I've gotten older, I've gotten better with it.
How do you keep from clapping back? That part's hard.
Oh, it's so hard. So hard. I mean, I've seen so many negative things on the internet. I'm like, why are people so mean? Like, I'm just a person, It's just like, we have feelings.
It's because they hide behind, like when people are mean online, it's because they hide behind the fact that they're not looking at you in the face saying, why are you so mean? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've never understood that. I guess it's different because I've actually felt it, but I'm like, if someone else, if you could just reverse the roles, it's like, I don't know, it's just not cool, and you never know what someone's going through or whatever. It's just like, just be nice. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand that. You just be nice. You never know.
There's
So
no reasoning with those kinds of
We
things.
need to do a mean tweets episode.
yeah.
Yes, I'm totally down for that.
Yeah.
We can all bring our own.
Well, I could
I'm
just
down.
sit in here for an hour and read the shit DM to me. Believe me,
Oh no.
it would not take long at all.
Yeah, it just I never understood it, just be nice.
I'm going to say this and knock on wood, like I actually don't have a ton of negativity on my page. Because think about it, like my page is pretty darn small in comparison to like you guys or some other elite athletes or whatever. And like anyone who's gotten there has gotten there pretty organically. Like I'm not featured anywhere else or whatever. So like most of the people on my page, I feel like are pretty darn, they want to be there. But every so often there'll be like a random shitty comment somewhere. And I go to that person's page and they're not even following me. And I'm like, why are you here?
Yeah,
Why are
literally
you
leave.
here?
Bye.
How did you get here?
Yeah, bye. Yeah, I don't actually get a lot of mean stuff sent to me. It's the mistake I make of going and reading something else, like a comment on a post, and I'm like, why did I do that? Like that crap doesn't matter. But it's just like, you can't help it. You're human, and I wish people understood that. And like, you just never know the situation, so there's no need to make such a negative comment. That's just my 2 cents.
That's
I think
true.
it's a hard sport for a lot of reasons, but I think one of the things that makes it difficult for you guys, and I'd love your insight on this, is that it's a sport that's constantly stack ranked. Constantly. Every event you guys do, there's a stack ranking. Obviously, the games there is. And then for an elite athlete like yourself, where you've done multiple games, then you start getting compared against yourself, and people start going, "Oh, are they getting better? Or are they getting worse?" And I know that's got to be, I don't know if frustrating is even the right word. It's just a lot of input from people that aren't training. You're the one putting in the work.
Yeah.
How do you manage all of that and keep sane?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's the same thing. Like we kind of just like sign up for that. It comes with it. But like I know where I was at this year and the work that I put in, and that doesn't define me or like what my placement was. I know where I was at, and it can depend on events or this or that and just other things that is honestly too much to look into. And it's just like, if you dwell on that, it'll consume you. And if you want to have a long career, like you gotta let that go. Let it go. Move on. So.
Yeah, it is wise. And this was a weird year. I've said it for years that, the games are always so different. And this year was such a different year with the heavy sandbag. We've never seen that before.
Yeah.
Those silly double cross, double under crisscross.
Oh, silly. I loved them.
No, I call them silly because they're just different, but
yeah.
When you look back on the games and you saw a lot of new stuff this year, does it change any of your insight going into training for the next season, or do you just keep working on weaknesses and move forward?
For me, I'm just going to keep working on weaknesses. I'm sure some training will change, like, do more basics and stuff, but I'm just going to keep trucking along.
And reading mean tweets on our show.
Yeah, and reading mean tweets.
I think that's a great idea. I think we should do it at one point. We should have like a whole bunch of, and it's mainly ladies, but I would also love to hear what the mean tweets are for some of the male athletes.
Oh, there are so many.
No, I know, but I can't picture them because for the girls, it's always like, it's usually related to like what we look like, what our bodies are doing or whatever. But for the guys, I'm just curious to know like what the big themes are.
Yeah, that's another thing is people just always have something to say about how you look. Like
always.
Let's not comment on people's bodies. Like it's none of your business.
None your business.
How much is that happening for you still? Are you still getting a lot of that of people still commenting?
Yeah, all the time. It's like she needs to gain weight. She's too small. She's only clean when this, that. It's again, it's part of it. But I'm like, you don't know like the situation, so let's just be nice and be like, oh, she's doing great. you know?
Also, like, it's not part of it. That's what needs to
Yeah,
change. Like,
that's
this
true.
total baseline of like, it just comes with the territory, or like you put yourself out there, so you should be happy to be exposed to whatever. And it's like, fucking no. Like, how about we change the actual society of everyone who's like, well, if you put yourself out there, you might as well be open to what. How about like saying shitty things to people on the internet or in real life about their bodies or about anything is not okay, no matter what.
Yeah, it's that? Like, when you put yourself out there, you're like, oh, I'm gonna like get judged for how I look or this or that. It's like, no, that's not what I signed up for.
No, and also like the people who are doing the judging are the ones who are in the wrong, not you being sensitive because you're a public figure and you should be open to that kind of judgment. Like, that's not, sorry, now I'm triggered. Hi.
No, I feel very strongly about the topic because, again, it's like, as I've gotten older, I've realized that it's like, it's not anyone else's place. You don't know what someone's going through. Like, you don't know what's going on. So just be nice, like, and don't say anything about it, like, so that's just my 2 cents again. But
I agree.
It is interesting. You said in that paragraph that, people will say, well, she's the only clean one.
And I think backhanded.
It is kind of a backhanded compliment.
Backhanded. Yeah. I'm like, and I hate it for the other girls too. It's like, we get drug tested. Like, please stop. Like,
and it works. And it works. Like, how often this season were we like, oh, so-and-so is caught. Oh, so-and-so is caught. Oh, there's a big problem in South America. Like, it's fucking working.
Yeah, it literally is. I'm like, don't call other girls cheaters. Like, they're not cheating. Like, so it's backhanded to me being like, oh, like, you look like crap. And then, to them, it's not nice to them either. So it's just a bad thing all around.
If it makes you feeling better, Haley, no one has accused me of taking steroids either, and my feelings are a little hurt. I'm going to be honest.
It was one time I accused you of photoshopping your abs.
You did one time. You did. I remember that.
Oh, that's funny.
My feelings weren't hurt though. They were not hurt at all when you did that.
John had been like really dialed in on nutrition and sent me a picture of his abs, and I was like, "Is this fake?" It's like, no, like, oh my God, that's amazing.
I was like, no, but thank you so much. Thank you for thinking I photoshopped abs onto my body. That makes me feel that means they do look good. It was good.
That's awesome.
There are some good questions for Haley coming in the comments. Do you wanna read through any of them?
Yeah. Do you tell me which ones and
I think I can see them too right here.
Yeah, you should be. Let's see.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna scroll back because there have been some good ones.
We'll find some good ones. Yeah, this is a good comment though, because I think this is true. It's a lot of their insecurities they're projecting. I think a lot of people do project their own insecurities. Like, and I'm speaking for dudes. Like, I'm out there watching you guys lift and do the sandbag clean or just anything, and I'm like, God, I'm so much weaker than every woman out there, And I've done CrossFit long enough; it doesn't hurt my feelings. But I'm sure there are plenty of people out there that are so jealous of what you can do at your size, and just they're just projecting that,
That's a good way to look at it.
All right, Nikki, give me one.
Okay, here's one. What was a tougher day? It says WDW or Atlanta.
I mean,
Walt Disney World.
At Atlanta. That's rough.
Fair. That's totally fair.
Have your hands even healed yet? They were so bad.
So the crazy thing was my hands healed like literally within a few days, and they were fun.
That's
really,
yeah. There was so much more going on that weekend than my hands.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember that.
My stomach.
Yeah, your ankle. All that.
You've had a bunch of like really memorable games moments this year. The two that you had that were really memorable for me was one when you won the first event and you're wearing, and Nikki interviews you and you had this look like, what just happened?
The best gift that has ever happened.
I thought you were gonna say when I fell.
No, that part was good too, though. That part was good too.
I don't know what happened.
No, and I ended up getting a series of memes out of that same event where you're leading and Tia's running behind you. And it's like the perfect picture. It looks like Tia's like trying to chase you. She's just chasing you, It's just like a beautiful shot. It was absolutely the best.
I feel like when we were in that interview and you made that like, oh shit face, I think that I have to watch it back to know for sure. But I think that I had asked you like, hey, after this event, you're going to be wearing the white leaders jersey. Yeah. Like, oh shit. How do you feel about that? And I think you were kind of like, I am like, I wasn't ready for this. I was not prepared.
I was like, oh my goodness. That was like raw, like a raw moment.
Here's a good one. Someone, where is it? I lost it. How's your relationship with Tasia? We love Tasia.
I love Tasia.
Isn't she the best?
She's the best. She got engaged. I'm sure you all saw. So I'm so happy for her. But she's like a big sis to me, and she's has a very special role in my life.
How often do you guys chat every day? You guys text or?
Yeah, we text like all the time. We're always in contact.
I think a lot of people, because a lot of people think that she's your coach, and I know that she is in a sense, like she comes to games with you and competition with you as your coach, but she's not like writing your programming and they're watching you work out every day. Or is she sometimes like, what is that relationship
yeah,
like?
she's more of like a support person for me. Like she would show up if like when I was by myself training or like carry my bags and stuff at the games, just be there for me, which honestly is the most perfect role for her in my life. Like I wouldn't want her to do anything else because what we already have there is like very special to me. So.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That support role, I don't think people recognize how important it is. I know that like the traditional quote unquote coaching role is obviously paramount, right? Because that's the person who's like writing your programming and making sure that your form is on point, whatever. But I don't think people realize on an emotional level how important this support person is for you.
It's so important, especially during all that. Like we've got so much mental stuff going on, you know, you just want like someone that you're comfortable with and that you feel like yourself with. So she's that for me.
And so who does your actual who's like 5x5 back squats today? Haley, how does that work? It's a mix of people.
Yeah, sometimes it's like it's just a mix of things like leading up to the games. There were a few different programs like bouncing around, so I just kind of picked something from that. Or make something up on my own.
You've been doing it long enough. I'm sure you know exactly what you need to do.
I definitely don't know that, but it gets the job done.
Yep.
So, not saying it's perfect, but
yep.
And then this year, it looks like you've become good friends with Mal O'Brien, right?
Yes, my girl.
Yeah. When did that start? When did you guys kind of get together?
So last year in 2021 at the games, we just kind of like sat in the back together. I'm pretty sure that was the first time, and we just kind of like started talking. And then from that, it was early on the weekend, and then from then on, we kind of just like sat together after every event, like became really good friends over the weekend, stayed in touch like on Snapchat, talked every day, and then we just started like hanging out more. Visit her a few times. She came down to visit me. And then we just become really close from that. And same thing with this year. Like we were together basically when we were competing the whole time. So I love her.
Is it hard to compete against friends like that? Like I have buddies I compete with in the gym, and when they beat me by 3 seconds, I'm like, damn you. Like just, I love them, but it just drives me crazy. Do you get that way?
Yeah, it's super interesting because like I've never really experienced anything like it. Like obviously we want to beat each other. That's why we're on the competition floor, but that's like on the competition floor. You know what I mean? It's like for me, like when I step off, I'm like, whatever happened out there, let it go. Like move on. And we're friends. Like so it's really cool, and I want her to do so well too, and we both know how hard each other works, and so it's really cool to be a part of that. I think it's special. So
and it's really special. I love too that like when someone else does well that you love, even if you wish you were there, it's like there's a sense of like being really proud of your friend.
Yeah.
And that's kind of
exactly. That's how I felt at the games. Like, do I want to stand on that podium? Absolutely. But it was so cool to see her, stand on the podium too, and it makes me want it even more too. And I'm so proud of her, like genuinely so proud. I'm pretty sure I was crying with her in the back, but she's amazing and she deserved it. She worked so hard.
So cool. I loved it. I loved watching you guys like slam pizza together at the awards ceremony.
Yeah. Next day we got donuts. So it's kind of like, we did it after Rogue last year. Did it after the games this year. We're kind of like food friends. Nice. So we like to throw down food together.
Hey, that's how Steph and I became friends. Steph Chung and I, we became food friends first, and then we became like best friends after that.
We connect through food. We love
connect through food. I was like,
love it.
We went out for dinner at after the Italian throwdown or Italian showdowns like several years ago, and she was like, "Do you want to just get like one of every kind of pizza here and share them?" And I was like, Did we just
Yep.
become best friends?
Yeah.
Yes, we did.
So, yeah.
I'm food friends with the DoorDash driver. They just bring me food every night. Great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yep. Really killing some tough nutrition over here. It's awesome.
Wait, here's a nutrition question. Does Haley eat candy in between events like Matt and Tia?
I always get candy at the games and stuff with the intention of eating it. But I get on this weird kick at the games where I can only eat like bars, rice cakes, and bagels. That's it. So like I don't want anything else. It's so weird. It's probably a really bad habit because I'll eat like 6 protein bars a day and then my stomach hurts. So
I get it though. I get it. It's like you need something like fast and easy, portable, and also reliable. And then you get in a mode like I totally understand this. When you're like in a mode and you're focused and you're like, I just want everything to go the way that it's been going, and I don't want to throw it off with some weird meal. Like I totally understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, and it feels comfortable, you know?
Well, one thing's for sure, if you start jonesing for sweets at the games, just go hang out with Danny Spiegel. She'll have cookies or ice cream or something hanging around at all times. Guaranteed.
Noted.
Absolutely guaranteed. Well, who fetches all this food for you? And do you do it all yourself, or do you have somebody that packs for you?
Tasia, support person.
Yeah, Tasia.
She does it all?
Packs my lunch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I needed to pack my lunch. I was like going hungry most of those days.
She probably was too, actually.
You know what? That is true. Support people because they can't put their own whatever before like the mission is like, what time do you start? What time are you done? Where do I need to hand you a protein shake or this or that? And so, yeah, you're probably right. She probably did.
Yeah, she's probably starving too.
Hey, here's a good question. What do you think about the teams aspect of Wodapalooza? Would you ever consider anything like that?
Oh, fun.
I did team last year at Wodapalooza.
Yeah. Well, this year though, they're letting people do indie and team, which is really cool. Yeah, they're going to do indie on the first 2 days, on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Sunday is teams, and you can do both.
That's interesting.
You guys want to do the team together, the 3 of us? It'll be great.
No.
No, I don't. I don't want to do. I can't even tell you the last time I competed, and no.
It sounds like a lot, but
that does sound like a lot. Yeah, but then you say that sounds like a lot when you do like a week-long games and then go straight to Disney. So I feel like you could handle the weekend, girl.
Yeah, it just sounds like a lot for some reason. Like, you know, the shift and team to individual. I don't know.
I thought that too. I thought it did sound like a lot, even for an elite athlete. We do 2 days of individual comp, which are still like, and you know, I don't have very much experience competing, but I've done some races and stuff, and I know that what that does, the intensity really builds up, and then to do 2 more days, even on a team, seems like it'd be a lot of volume.
Honestly, though, it might be really cool for like the spectators to watch, and that way everyone can keep order of what's going on. So we'll have to see how it plays out. Could be a really cool thing.
I think it would be a really interesting mind shift.
I got volunteers coming in. People want to be on my team.
Hey, check that out.
Deal.
Mindset shift, is what I meant to say, because like you sort of wreck yourself, right, at the individual competition, and then you're tired and you're probably sore, whatever, and then all of a sudden other people are relying on you, so you have to push twice as hard. That's going to be tough.
It is rough, yeah.
Are you considering any other comps? You gonna do Rogue or Wodapalooza?
Yeah, I really want to try to build this off season, so not a lot of comps at all. Just so I don't have to worry about being fit or in shape. Like really try to build a base, and then be fit when the time comes.
We should have an eating challenge. I think I could take you to this.
I'm in.
An eating challenge?
I think I could take you. I'm pretty sure.
Y'all don't know what it's like to be a breastfeeding lady. I am always hungry. I'm in. I will win this. This is the only one I will win.
Well, I think I could. I don't know. I definitely could, I think.
I don't know. I burn calories just sitting here.
So this base you're wanting to build, are you doing it to increase your lifts? Like, I mean, it seems like kind of the obvious thing, but and if so, are there certain lifts you want it to help you increase, or just you looking for an overall gain?
Are you talking about body weight?
Yeah, or whatever. Like, you know, you're eating for performance, so
yeah, like obviously probably body weight, because again, mass moves mass, and it's no secret I need to be a little bit bigger. So yeah, we'll just try it out and see how it works.
Haley, what are you doing nowadays for fun? Just like, I feel like before I couldn't even ask that question because I knew I'm like, you're training all day and you have schoolwork. And for a while you were moving and then you were buying this house. And like now that you're a little bit more settled and you're really trying to just excel in CrossFit and focus on that for a while, like what do you do at the end of the night or with your friends on the weekends? Like, what is your life looking like in that respect?
I don't really do much, honestly. There's like depression after the games is like a real thing. You're like, what do I do with my life?
100%.
Like, I have no idea what to do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's just like, I try to find ways to keep myself busy, but I don't really do much.
Do you have like a favorite corner of your couch with your cats that you cozy up on?
Yes, actually I do. And Ollie, the bigger one, always comes and lays on me.
Oh, that's right. I forgot you also have an Ollie.
Yeah. Oh, wait, you do too?
Yes, Ollie, my dog, my old Bernese Mountain Dog, who's like in the back, but you can't see him, who just had surgery today.
Am I allowed to go into dad mode and ask if there's a special boy?
Oh,
any special boys?
Maybe.
Maybe? Is there maybe? You don't have to shout names. That's good though. That's better than just sitting on the couch with the cats, which is what I do. So
yeah, you know, I guess I could have said, is there a corner that you cozy up on with friends?
No, he's a baseball player, so he's gone in season. So
yeah. Do you travel a lot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tough. Dang, so you guys have to like work out your sporting seasons basically against one another and figure out passing in the night, like, oh, I'm training, you're traveling, I'll see you next week.
Yeah, literally, that's
are we talking how it works. Are we talking college baseball, Major League Baseball, AAA baseball? Give me some details here, Haley.
Yeah, it's in one of those leagues.
I'm not really sure. Okay.
Not MLB. It's one of the ones under that.
Like AAA? AA?
I don't know.
Minor league baseball.
Oh my God. Yeah. She's not trying to be private. She just doesn't know.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I've learned so much.
We won't tell him that you don't know what he does.
I've learned so much about it already. So
he swings this stick and there's a pitcher and they score touchdowns. It's weird.
It's like the smaller one.
Yeah.
He has to be crazy impressed at what you've accomplished from a fitness standpoint.
Yeah, it's funny. I think the first event he watched was that ski GHD handstand wall ball from the syndicate. He was like, what is going on?
Wait, that was like the first his first CrossFit experience, friend? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, he was probably like, what is everyone doing? Everyone's what is happening?
Yeah, he was I was like, that was a bad event to watch.
Amazing. You were like, hey, I do this thing. You should totally watch.
Yeah, like whip my head back on this machine and like touch the floor and like pull on the ski thing and throw a ball up to the wall, the ceiling.
Don't worry, babe. It's totally safe. I'm going to be fine. Don't worry about it. Oh my God. How funny. Yeah. Normally when we introduce our significant others or friends or family or whatever to CrossFit, it's like, you know, like in a gym where we're like run 400 meters and then do some wall balls. And you're like, would you like to come to this major sporting event that I'm in? It's really cool. I swear.
Yeah.
It feels like lately there've been a lot of CrossFit relationships, you know, like Justin and the Turner girl, Ellie Turner.
Ellie. Oh my God. The number of people in my DMs after games who were like, are Justin and Ellie a thing? And I was like, no, he has a girlfriend.
That's his girlfriend.
I mean, he did for a while. But yeah, there were like, and I don't know why anyone thinks I would know, but there's a shitload of people who asked me. I was like, you know, turns out. Actually.
How much do you deal with that with people asking you? Because I mean, you guys, you know, the men and women are always around each other in the sports. Do you have people asking, "Oh, are you dating whoever?" Like, do you get that often?
Sometimes. I'm not really into CrossFit guys, so I could never date someone that does the same thing as me.
I love that so much.
That's fair. Yeah. That's actually fair.
It would be way too like competitive. Like it would be toxic.
Well, first of all, there would only be like 4 or 5 men in the world that would be fit enough to have the same resume as you. So it would definitely be competitive for sure.
I know, but
but it would be toxic because this dude, whoever this imaginary CrossFit dude would always be like, why wouldn't you let me win once? And she'd be like, no.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
dumb.
like, I'm more impressed if someone hits a home run, you know?
Fair. That's totally fair.
Someone
I'm
asked me
glad
that one day. They're
you
like,
know what that word means now.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're
good.
like, I did ask me a question thing, and they're like, how much do I have to clean and jerk for you to go on a date with me? I was like, hit a home run.
Heck yeah, girl. Pick a new
Yeah.
sport.
Yeah.
How funny.
So
I like that you I mean, this is gonna sound really mean, but like arguably you found someone in a sport where people are oftentimes quite unfit. And I don't mean to sound
True.
like judgmental or anything. I'm just saying like sometimes
Yeah.
baseball players.
Yeah, it just works out because it's like, I was upfront. I'm like, this is my life. Like, this comes first. As bad as it sounds, like, this is my everything. So you can, like, you know, be a part of the journey. But his life is baseball too, which is really cool. So it's like nothing ever gives. Like, I'm in bed at 8 o'clock. Sorry, I'm going to bed. But totally understanding. And so it's really cool to like be able to kind of share that together.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
love that, like, as young people, you guys are prioritizing your
Yeah.
careers in sport. And I think that's really appropriate given the longevity conversation, given the
Yeah.
fact that like you have to put in what you do have to put in order to make this work for you right now.
Yeah, I'm like, this is my life. This is my everything.
Yeah. And
So.
and being on the same page about that is really important. That's very
Yeah.
cool.
I think
Absolutely.
when we're done, you're gonna have to send him a text and say, listen, my Uncle John and Aunt Nikki need to approve of you, and you're not gonna have to go on the podcast for an interview.
Oh.
So we can chat with this boy.
I'm like, what's that?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's that podcast?
Cocktails.
Yeah, he's like, what the hell is that? That's such a weird thing.
You guys talk about CrossFit. You guys talk about that weird thing that I watched you do that one time? Yeah.
Honestly, not really. No, we don't.
Well, that's
Yeah.
fair. That's
Yeah.
exciting. I'm excited for you. And I'm glad that it's like, I don't know, it's just like working out for your life right now. I feel like you've got like a solid plan because friggin' the post games blues are real for everyone, myself included. And I'm not even a part of it the way that you are.
Yeah.
So like, I understand like coming home being like, what is my life? Like, what am I doing? What does the off season look like? Now I got to plan stuff. Now I got to get back into it. And so like setting yourself up with like a solid plan and the right people around you and maybe someone special who understands what you're doing, like all that puts you in a really good spot.
It's really cool because it's not like you have to like compromise. It's like that was the only way I'd ever like talk to anyone, like even be serious about dating, because it's like, no, this is my everything. Like, sorry. So it's cool that like I finally found that. But also like my best friend from my hometown lives here, so that's been nice to have her like home and get to hang out with her because I haven't got to hang out with her genuinely in like years. So yeah.
Like they're visiting or like she moved there?
No, she lives here. I just, you know, when I'm home, I'm only home for like max a week at a time, so gotta like spend some good time with her. We've been best friends since preschool. So.
Oh, I love that. That's really special. My best friend has also been my best friend since kindergarten, first day of kindergarten.
Those are the best.
No,
like seriously the best.
I'm sad now because my best friend is Bean, and it's so pathetic.
Hey, that's okay.
So pathetic. He's right here next to me, though. He's right next to me. So
he's always there for you, John.
He is always here for me.
He loves you.
He does love me. It's not always a good thing.
You
never know. Just not always a good thing. Well, hey, I was. Do they still have the Haley Adams pig up in your hometown?
It's in the gym that I go to.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, actually, the barbecue festival's coming up. I have to put
is that our cue to come visit? Come on.
Come on to the BBQ festival.
We can have our eat off there.
Oh, I would win.
I'm not so sure. This is the only thing in the world, Haley. I would. Anything else that we were doing competitive, I'd say, yep, it's all you.
No.
This
sounds like a challenge.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, we're gonna put that to the test at some point. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Well, I thought you had a great game this year. I know it wasn't the result you wanted, but you were a joy to watch. It was so much fun to see what you're able to do out there from end to end.
Yeah, it was definitely like a bittersweet feeling because obviously that was like my worst finish, and so that's a hard pill to swallow. But like, I worked so hard again this year, and you know, like there were some things that were like kind of upsetting, like That was like a stroke pump workout that I was pretty bummed about that. So just some things that I couldn't control, but overall, I still gave my best effort on everything, and at the end of the day, I can't be upset about that.
No.
It just makes me want to work harder, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you look at these games, and you said it was your worst finish, but like I look at this games as so different than the others. Do you compare them by your finish, or do you look at it more of an analytical? I mean, you experienced it, so you know what the games feel like. Did it feel like your worst from that space, or you just mean from the placement finish?
I think just the placement and like there were some events that was just like so taken back by. I was like, I have no idea how this is gonna go, but I'm just gonna do it. So like there were some things I just like wasn't super confident in, which is maybe back to the training question. I should go back and hit all the basics and make sure everything's covered. But yeah, I just feel like I had more to show that I wish I could have shown. But
I can understand.
Yeah.
I can understand ranking your games even in your own head just by your finish, because as a competitive athlete, I can get not wanting to like make an excuse one way or another. But this year was different for this, or this year I was feeling whatever. It's like, no, this is where I finished, and let's move on. I get that mentality.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not gonna hold on to it. I was upset for a few minutes, or like the whole day, but and then
you get one day to be upset.
You know what? It's like, let's find out what's we're doing next. Like, let's reevaluate. Let's figure it out. So
it was such an interesting games to me in that regard, because I've heard multiple athletes now, like Pat said, and not on our show because we didn't understand anything he said on that show, but one of his posts, he was talking about the legless pegboard, and he like kind of offhandedly put, well, I'm just going to see how this goes because I've never done them before. Just, and as an amateur athlete, it just never occurs to you that you could throw anything at a elite athlete they've never seen before. And so it's interesting to hear you kind of say the same thing. It's like, well, I don't know how this is going to go. I'm just going to go try it,
Yeah, it was kind of like that, like with a lot, which is honestly, it was a cool feeling. Like we haven't had that in a while. Like we're always prepared in what we've done, and we're ready and know how it's going to feel. So there were quite a few events this year. I was like, well, this could either go really good or really bad. I'm not really sure.
As a fan, love watching that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I love watching the stuff that you prepare for. I love watching max lifts and I love all that stuff. But I love when something brand new is announced and everyone just figures it out on the fly, because it's an aspect of our sport that is quite unique to CrossFit. Like the whole point of what we do is like figure it out, or like, the idea of GPP. And no other sport has that. Every other sport is just like, you got to hit this ball out of this park and run to this diamond. And like, it's the same every time. So I kind of love that about our sport, as frustrating as it may be from an athlete's perspective sometimes, to be like, oh, this thing, I can't figure it out. It's pretty cool from a fan standpoint.
I agree with that for sure.
As an athlete, does it, I don't know if feel frustrating is the right term, but like, when we watched you at semifinals and you kind of low key dominated semifinals, and it was a real, at least from my perspective, a real traditional CrossFit competition. Lots of couplets and triplets and traditional CrossFit movements, not a ton of surprises, and super fun to watch, and really fun to watch you win, by the way.
Thank you.
And then we get to games, and now you have someone new programming. It's no longer Dave. And we did get a lot of really new stuff this year. As an athlete, like jumping into that, do you find that exciting? Does it frustrate you? Is it scary? Like, what are the emotions like?
Right. It is exciting because it's like, well, I can't wait to go, see how this goes. But then on the other hand, I'm like, man, I've worked so hard this year. Like, I've just done so many grinding. Like, you look back at all the hard work you did, and you're like, man, I wish I could really show that off in some of this. But also on the other hand, it's like, maybe I should have been more ready with that stuff and done more, like, skill and this and that. So it's like both sides, So.
Yeah, it's fun as a spectator. I mean, truthfully, I loved watching the games this year. I thought Boz did a terrific job programming.
Yeah, it was good. I agree.
The one event everyone's talked about over and over and over was the Capitol. How was that for you? Like, it's such a heavy event, such a long event, but it's kind of cinematic at the same time.
Yeah, what's funny is like, again, people just assume everything. They're like, oh, she went way too fast on the run. I was like, no, I actually felt totally fine on the run. Like, just kind of chilling.
Yeah.
And I get to the back, and I don't know if it was my grip. I don't know. I mean, it felt like 500 pounds every time I was lifting it. I don't know what happened, but it honestly is such a blur. I can't even remember what it was. Like, was it my hands? Was it my legs? I can't even remember. It was just like such a blur.
It was just so awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't holding, like, some people that I know that I'm around, they're like, you were holding it so bad, like you weren't grabbing your hands like this, which I should have known to do, but like as I'm warming up, like I didn't have anyone like, tell me that. Like I'm just chilling back there. So
would your hands even make it all the way around the thing? Like,
I mean, if I had it lower, but I mean, I don't know. I just did what I thought I could do, and
yeah.
I wish I did have like someone help me and try to get my hands under, or like tell me to get my hands under it, but I was just trying to stay alive out there.
Hey, as was everyone. That event was brutal for everyone, and I thought
I wish I could redo it. I don't know why. I just feel like I could do better.
It is also funny that people would be chirping that you did this wrong or that wrong, considering that 98% of all CrossFitters have never touched that implement.
Seriously.
Myself included. Like I've never even seen one in person, let alone picked one up and tried to do it.
Well, I ordered those and jerry cans. So
there you go.
It never happens again. So, yeah.
Man, Bosh just hitting you guys in the pocketbook by putting in new stuff that you got to go buy now.
That was rough. Yeah, that was really rough.
Man. All right. Well, we're kind of butting up against our time, Haley, but thank you for spending some time with us tonight. And, you know, I know the issues at the beginning were a little stressful, but thanks for working through it.
It's all right. No, it was my fault.
You're way better than Pat Vellner at it. You fixed it right away. Yeah.
That's good.
You crushed him. Crushed him. All right, Nikki, great seeing you.
Likewise. Loved this. This was a really fun week. A lot of really great guests.
I've seen Matt walking around in the back, so thank him for me too. I know he's out there doing baby duty, and it does not, trust me when I tell you, it does not go unnoticed what a good dad you have there.
I know. He's on baby duty and also on dog duty because after Ollie's surgery, he's got to like carry him in and out of the house to go to the bathroom. So yeah, so he's on double small boy things in this house duty this week and next week. He also hates it that I like don't put like a fake background up because every time he walks by the screen and can see himself, he's like, oh god.
Hey, last question before I forget. Are you going to be in will you be in Cookeville in November?
What's November?
Battle Cancer's doing a thing at Mayhem.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Oh, I don't know.
I'm thinking about coming. So if you're going to be there, we're going to have that eat off.
Yeah.
Okay.
No doubt about it.
We'll figure it out.
A virtual one with you guys. I'll just like order a bunch of barbecue in my house.
One. Yeah.
Perfect.
We'll do that on the next podcast. We're going to have we'll have an entire
here.
Just sit here and eat.
It's exactly what people want to watch and listen to.
Oh yeah. It's like, what is that? ASMR.
ASMR.
Yeah.
Except for like pulled pork. I don't think I can.
First of all, because you two will be on, the viewer count will be like 10,000. Just be like all the pervs just sitting there watching you guys eat. I'm just gonna hang out.
That's funny.
I can't. That makes my butt tingle. I don't like it.
I know it is gross, isn't it? It's a little gross, but it's a thing. It is a thing.
I know.
All right. Well, ladies, this has been fun as always. Haley, you're awesome. Thank you for joining.
Thank you.
We're not going to wait a year next time.
No, 2 years.
Yeah, or 2 years. So definitely not waiting 2 years. So. All right. Well, for everyone listening, we appreciate you guys joining the show tonight. And